fun. It also works on their cognition and works on the study of some previous knowledge about vocabulary. The skill involved in this technique is listening. The explanation of the activity is that there's a game leader who will be the teacher. He's in charge to say Simon says do this, and he immediately does some motion. Then when the game leader says do this and occasionally a student makes a mistake, instead of being out of the game, the student goes into a second circle. Once both groups are fairly even, then you stop the game. Simon says, touch your knees. Roxana, go to your left, please. Simon says, touch your shoulder. Daniela, please go to the left. And now you are going to work with the pronoun you have.
This grouping technique is called Backyard Building. It's adapted for kids between the age of 6 and 10 years old. It's a kinesthetic technique also used as a warm-up activity. It allows children to have fun and review previous vocabulary knowledge they have already learned. Let's give it a try. This is the material that we're going to use: a bag and a flashcard with different animals. Each student will pick up a flashcard from the bag. Each flashcard has an image of an animal. Each student needs to find their matching pair by making sounds and movements according with the animal they have. Okay, here we have the horses, and then we have the pigs.
Hello, this grouping technique is called joint learning. It tends to be two teams from 12 to 14 years old. The purpose of this activity is introduce the topic. For example, if you are going to work with simple present, you can select the noun that you are going to work. For example, in sport, you can select the words kid, goal, and foot. Another purpose is join students with different peers. The skills that involve this activity is listening, because the student has to comprehend the instructions very well to do the activity. The material that I am going to use are the markers to write on the board the noun that we are going to work, and the flashcard. Each flashcard contains in the middle the letter that we are going to work. This is the idea. I'm going to give the student one flashcard. And each student has to find the other peers to complete the work. For example, Miguel has the G, Maria has the O, and Miguel has the A, and Marcos has the L. And the students that complete the work join together to form a group.
Okay, this grouping technique is called working by regions. This technique can be used when implementing the class of geography. This is an activity for teenagers from 8th graders to 9th graders. The purpose of this activity is to arrange students into 5 groups that will represent 5 of the 6 regions of Colombia. In this activity also is a review of a previous topic where students have to come up with the ideas that they have learned about certain characteristics of the regions, as folklore, typical customs, location, and other characteristics.
Materials. For this activity, you will need a variety of flashcards that contain topics of the regions that you already teach in a previous session, such as typical food, location, typical customs, folklore, geographical division, and so on. Depending on the amount of students you want to group, you can add or hide subjects. I select 5 subjects, but if I want, I could add others such as touristic places, the flag of a city that belongs to the region, and so on. You have to keep in mind that those are subjects that the students already know. A part of the flashcard, you will need a computer, speakers, and internet. Before students enter to the class, the teacher arranges the chairs into groups according to the amount of participants and amount of groups he or she wants to form. Each group will have a short text with the coordinates of a region. Where is this region located? When students enter to the class, they randomly pick up a flashcard. According to what it contains, they have to identify the region. And once they identify the region, they look into each group of chairs, the coordinates, and they relate them with its subject. Listening, speaking, and reading are skills involved in this activity. There is a flashcard that has a link. The student who has this flashcard has to search for this link in YouTube. There, he will find music and dance typical of the region. Identifying the location that has this folklore expression.
Oh, I know, this is the Orinoco region. Who has the Orinoco region?
Me.
Woo, yeah, here we go. Let's work together. Hello, guys. Today I'm going to explain an activity called Die. Pretty much, this activity is meant to be used with adults, and it can be also implemented with teens as well if you like. You can use it as per the skills with listening, because the students have to listen to whatever the instructions you give them. It is aimed to group students randomly, and the good thing about this is that as a teacher, you're not going to be seen as unfair, because everything is let out to luck. So pretty much whatever number you get, whatever group you get, is what you got, like it's your luck. This works great because it boosts motivation and creativity among your students. Materials, we have a die. Everybody knows dies, right? A die has 6 numbers, therefore this activity is good to form groups of 6. 6 groups of how many people you would like, depending on the amount of the students. It could be 6 groups of 3 people, 6 groups of 4 people. It depends. So again, the amount of the students. Explanation. Here we go. For example, each student is going to have the opportunity to roll the die. Once they roll the die, they will get a number. Voila, you got number 3. So therefore, you go to team number 3. The other person does it again, and so on. So as a teacher, you need to start keeping track of who goes where in the teams. As I was saying, it's very important as a teacher to keep track of your teams. Once you get the amount of people that you need in a team, you know that you close it out, and the next student that rolls the die cannot get team 3, cannot get the number 3. So for example, if the students roll the die and they get 3, you know that the student has to roll the die again until they get another number, so they could be placed accordingly. As an example, Esperanza, roll the die. Oops, Esperanza, you got a 3. Number 3 is closed already, so I need you to roll again. Woohoo, you got number 2. Team number 2, Esperanza. And so far and so on. This next activity is called Baby Mommy Daddy. I created this activity inspired by the typical labeling activity ABC proposed by Scrivener. Pretty much just by changing the name to Baby Mommy and Daddy, It makes it very fun, very interesting to students, and it reduces the affective filter, which is great. It also works out good for adults. I would recommend this activity to be used with teens or children. They may get a little bit confused and they wouldn't really like the idea of being called a baby or a mommy daddy. Anyhow, this activity works great for listening skills, since the students have to listen to the instructions, and also oral, because once you call up the babies, you will have to explain the babies what the activity is going to be, what they have to accomplish. So therefore, once they go look for their mommies or their daddies, they need to explain to their peers what do they have to do. Obviously, they're going to be using oral skills, so it's a good way to improve those skills. I would say that this activity also provides agency to students. Once again, if they have to go back looking for a certain mommy or daddy, you are giving them the possibility to choose who they want to work with. The only rule to that is that they have to choose a person that they're not usually used to work with. But again, they will feel comfortable because they pretty much feel like they're making choices. It's not like you are asking them that, to sit with this kind of person or in particular. For materials, I actually bought these baby pacifiers to give the babies, so students don't get confused who are the babies and who the mommy and daddies are. Okay guys, so here we go. Roxana, baby. Dani, mommy. Valen, baby. Esperanza, mommy. Okay guys, all the babies coming up. Okay babies, this is what you have to do, okay? These are the worksheets that I need you to fill out with your mommies or your daddies.
Okay.
The only condition to this is that you have to choose a different person to work with. Somebody that you're not used to work with, okay?
Okay.
Any questions?
No.
Okay. Go back and look for your mommy. Go.